What's good, everyone? This is Music Legends. Today I'm doing a video I'm really excited for, a discography ranking / review of Linkin Park. Linkin Park has been my favorite band for about 2.5 years now. And with the recent passing of Chester Bennington, they've become even more relevant to me. I really like all their albums to date. I can name good things about all of them, and bad things about all of them, although that's kind of hard for a fan like me. And I like all their albums, so the placements of some albums will be a little shocking to some people. And also keep in mind, I'm not one of those people that's only heard Hybrid Theory. I listen to all their albums pretty frequently. So yeah, let's begin. So Linkin Park obviously was founded, I believe, 1998 in Agora Hills, California. They were originally called Zero, and their first EP, or their first couple of songs, came out in 1999 on the old Hybrid Theory, which had like a picture of like a baby. Yeah, it was cool. And then as time went on, they released Hybrid Theory in 2000. It became Linkin Park. As you know, recently, lead singer Chester Bennington committed suicide. Rest in peace, Chester. My thoughts and prayers go out to his family and obviously his bandmates. So let's begin this countdown. At number 7, we have 1000 Suns 2010. Now, I honestly don't think 1000 Suns is that bad. But the problem with it is, and this is kind of a big problem, sorry about that, the biggest problem about this album is there is literally 7 intros. I'm not even kidding. There are 7 pointless, 1.5-minute long instrumental tracks that just blow on through this record. They're completely useless. Their placement makes little to no sense. They don't have any relevance to most of the songs, and there's only one of them that's actually good. And that's why this album was kind of a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, as well as mine. Most of the songs on this album aren't that great either. The Messenger, When They Come For Me, Wretches and Kings. It's just bad. However, Iridescent, The Catalyst, and Waiting For The End I really like. In fact, Catalyst and Waiting For The End both make my top 10 Linkin Park songs list. Those songs alone are pretty darn good, but they're not enough to save the album from all of its flaws. At number 6, we have One More Light. I didn't think One More Light was as bad as many people said it was. I think it was actually a pretty good album, and I'm not just saying that because of Chester Bennington's death, actually. I made my review a few weeks before his death, and my thoughts were virtually the same. Songs like One More Light, Talking to Myself, and even Heavy has kind of grown on me. Some of the songs on this album, and the main reason I only have this album at 6 is because a lot of the songs sound the same, and the album gets a little repetitive, and some of the songs are lyrically a little cheesy. However, songs like One More Light are absolute, and One More Light, and even stuff like Invisible is just really well thought lyrics. The lyric writing is really good on this album as well, even though the instrumentals aren't as much there. However, the next album, the instrumentals kind of outdo the music and Johan. Alright, so number 5 is The Hunting Party 2014. Now, The Hunting Party was supposed to be a return to form album for Linkin Park, although I don't consider it to be a return to form for them. I will say the guitar work and bass work on this album is excellent. Phoenix and Brad completely do amazing on this album. There's actually solos, which there's not a lot of in Linkin Park. Something I found awesome about this album was the amount of solos throughout it. Really good. And some of the songs like Final Masquerade and Line in the Sand had really good vocals from Chester and Mike as well. However, I will point out the vocals aren't the greatest on Chester's part and Mike's part in this album. The song War by them on this album sounds really bad. I mean, this might be Chester Bennington's worst ever vocal song. I'm not making that up. It sounds really bad. And a lot of the vocals on this album sound really bad. Also, Johan is barely in anything. His discs and electronic stuff makes up a good portion of their music, and there's slim to none in this album. So that's kind of a bit of a bummer. However, I do really like a few of the featurings on this album, and to point that out too. Having Rakim and Darren Malikian on this thing, that was pretty cool. Considering Rakim is a great classic rapper, and Darren Malikian was in one of my favorite other bands, System of a Down. But yeah, this album kind of falls a little flat for me. At number 4, we have Living Things 2012. Living Things, to me, is a return to form for Linkin Park. It sounds the most like the days of Meteora out of anything we've got. A lot of the songs in this, like I'll Be Gone, Lost in the Echo, Burn It Down, Castle of Glass. This album, vocally by Chester Bennington, is magnificent. His vocals sound absolutely amazing throughout this entire thing. Mike's rap is really good. There's a great blend of songs with rock and rap, like their old songs. The lyric writing is great. The electronics and instruments fused together sounds amazing in a lot of the songs on this album, and there's really not many dud songs. The only problem for me is the album is a little short in runtime. It's only like 30 minutes. I would have liked to see a few more tracks, and I also would have liked to see a little more heavier songs, even though most of the songs are really good. Maybe a couple more heavier songs. At number 3, now this is gonna shock you guys, the placement. And you're probably thinking one thing from the get-go when you clicked on this video, but I'm doing something totally different. At number 3, I put Hybrid Theory. Okay,
you what?
I know you all are gonna be going crazy in the comments section, but I actually like the other 2 Linkin Park albums I haven't mentioned yet much more than I like Hybrid Theory. Now, for starters, Hybrid Theory is the best nu metal album of all time. It is one of my favorite albums of all time. In fact, it might be. But it's not the best Linkin Park album, and I will explain why. First of all, I want to say the fusion of rock and rap is amazing. The discs, the heavy vocals, the screaming, everything about this is absolutely perfect. There's nothing wrong with this song at all. This album at all. It is honestly really good. My only issue with Hybrid Theory is that a lot of the songs sound the same. A lot of them are only heavy, and there's not enough mellower songs. Sure, you can argue Crawling is sort of, and Pushing Me Away is sort of, but Meteora did a better blend of rock and rap, and also included mellower stuff. So that's kind of why I put Hybrid Theory at 3. I've also heard the album so many times, it's not as good to me as it used to be, but don't be taken back. Don't not listen to this album because of that. That's not true. I love this album still, don't get me wrong, but there's things I will fix. Anyway, at number 2 we have Minutes to Midnight. Now to a lot of people, this is probably one of the not as good, almost for some people worst, Linkin Park album. And understandably so, because it was a lot more mellower than their previous 2 albums when it came out in 2007. I think Minutes to Midnight is really good though. Why? Chester's vocals are at their absolute best in this album. Songs like Leave Out All the Rest want to make me I get teary-eyed. Shadow of the Day. The vocals are so emotionally jarring and so well done throughout this entire record by Chester. The heavier songs on this album are really good too. Given Up has like an 18-second scream by Chester Bennington, which is his best scream, hands down. What I've Done is an amazing song about regretting your past and moving on. The lyric writing on this album is really good. It's not always the themes of somebody's personal angst, but it also connects to warfare and people like that. Some songs like Hands Held High, where Mike Shinoda raps, and a more mellower track about the importance of different things to him. And that's actually kind of how the song Kenji by Fort Minor that he did is as well. If you want to check out Kenji, I'd recommend it. It's kind of a lot like Hands Held High. My only problem with this album, not enough heavier tracks, although the guitars do pick up in a lot of these songs, like Valentine's Day and In Pieces. Two songs I was not expecting a guitar riff in, but In Pieces actually had a really nice guitar fill-in where there was actually no singing and just the guitar build-up, and I think it was really good. So if you're worried about there not being as much guitar, there's actually a ton of guitar on this album, and some really good guitar pickups. And at number 1, this is a lot of people's favorite album, and I love this album, Meteora. Meteora is Linkin Park's magnum opus. Meteora is absolutely amazing. Why is that? It's the perfect blend between rap and rock. The singing and rap kind of switch off on this album is better than it's ever been. Mike and Chester sound so good together in like all of these songs. There's mellower stuff, there's electronicer mellower stuff, there's heavier songs, there's nice pickups. It has a lot of their hits on it. It has Chester's favorite song vocally and best song vocally, Breaking the Habit. It's got Numb, it's got Faint. This album has basically anything you'd want in Linkin Park. It's got mellower, heavier, Mike, Chester, everyone. Everyone plays a major role in this album, and it sounds amazing. Meteora is hands down, without a doubt in my mind, the best Linkin Park album. So guys, that was my discography ranking and review. Leave in the comments what yours is, because I'm honestly curious. I've seen a bunch on different websites. I've seen them on Loudwire, the top 10s, and they're a lot different than mine, so put yours down there. I'd love to see them. Also, stay tuned for my next video, most likely being released on Friday or Monday. That's the Spirit by Bring Me the Horizon album review. And as always, guys, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, and stay awesome.